Good morning and welcome to our video this morning. So the very first thing we'll be discussing this morning is personal assessment, the power of personal assessment. An assessment is an evaluation. An assessment is an evaluation. Many a times we engage in a lot of things that we do. Maybe those that are students, maybe they are the ones that are business people. You get into a lot of that. They say we want to assess you. Assessment is an evaluation that determines somebody's performance. Yes. An assessment is an evaluation method that is used to actually know somebody's performance per time, maybe in class, maybe per lecture, maybe in business dealings, maybe in what you'll be undertaking your business, whatever you are doing. An assessment is an evaluation. An evaluation is done with tests. Evaluation is done with tests or with assignment that comes with it. At the end of the day, the person assesses you will now say, based on my own personal opinion and assessment about what you've undertaken or what you've done, this is what I think is my own opinion. Maybe you are doing good, you are not doing good, you are doing very well, you are not doing very well, maybe you are good or you are that, based on the person's assessment. And assessment as an evaluation is done to show you or to prove to you who you actually are. And we have different types of assessment. We have personal assessment, we have non-personal assessment. A personal assessment is a self-assessment. The person who is going to be assessed is doing himself. Let me say, for instance, now, I as a person, if I can actually pause, sit down and ask myself, how have I failed? How has it always been? What were the things I did the previous year that were wonderful? What were the ones I did that were not wonderful? I am assessing myself because I'm the one doing the judgment. Personal assessment or self-assessment is that assessment or evaluation the person who is assessing is doing by himself and not somebody else. We have equally a non-personal assessment. A non-personal assessment is that assessment other parties are doing for you. You are not the one assessing yourself. You needed a third party. You needed a second party other than you to actually tell you many a times why is a non-personal assessment better or wonderful. Many times we don't get to tell ourselves the real truth. There are things about you, some characters you are actually involved in, some behavior you are involved in, some things you are doing that might not be proper, that might not be good. But when people are telling you about them, you might get irritated, infuriated, because they're telling you that this thing is not okay or not proper. But no matter as negative as what they're saying sounds, it's good to listen to non-personal assessment of yourself. So once in your life, once in your time, you sit down and ask people, who actually am I? Jesus himself did the same thing. In the book of Matthew, Jesus called his disciples and said, who do men really think I am? So we say, I don't care what they think about me. It doesn't matter. What people think about you actually matters. People's assessment of you actually matters. What are people's assessment about you? So people's assessment about you is not our actual discussion this morning. By tomorrow, look at non-personal, that's people's assessment of you. So we're looking at today's self-assessment. Ask what people are saying about me. Outside the opinion about me, outside their thinking about me, their thought of who I am, who actually do I know that I am? You need to sit down and assess yourself. What is it that I always do every morning? What do I always do every afternoon? What do I always do every night? And all these things that I get myself involved doing, what result has it yielded for me? Personally, don't wait for people to assess you. Before you assess yourself, you need to evaluate yourself. Self-evaluation is even the best. Self-evaluation is the best. That every morning, before you go out, even every night as you come back from your work, from your career, your business place, you sit down and take a pen and start asking yourself critical questions about what you are doing, what result is coming from it, what you are not doing well, and what you are doing well. So this year, as we begin this year, 2022, it will be wonderful for you to do a self-assessment. A self-evaluation. What are the content of this self-evaluation? The content are, how did I started year 2021, the previous year? What was it that I got myself involved into? What were the ones I did not get myself involved into? The ones that I did, what were the result of it? The ones I did not do, what were the result from it? The money that I got last year, how did I spend it? What were the things I used my money for? Did I lavish it? Did I waste it? Was it on this? Was it on that? How was the investment I got myself myself involved into? What actually came from it? Are there things I need to let go? Yes, there are things you need to let go. It's a self-assessment. You get to know yourself, get to evaluate yourself, identify those negative characters, those bad characters, and do away with them. In self-assessment, you get to equally know actually what are the things you were doing well. You need to do better. You need to do better. The ones that are not good, you discard them. The ones that are good, you make move with them and capitalize on them. They are your strength. The ones you are not doing well are your weakness. The ones you are doing well are your strength. Identify your strength by yourself. Identify your weakness by yourself and see how to use your strength to do what? To overcome your weakness. That's what self-assessment will teach you. Self-assessment is necessary. In summary, the reason for self-assessment is to identify your strength, to identify your weakness, and be able to know how to use your strength to compensate your weakness, to see how to use your strength to cover up for where your weakness cannot be able to do anything good for you. So this morning, what am I teaching you? I'm teaching you self-evaluation. I'm teaching you self-assessment. Sit down and ask yourself critical questions. Who am I? What am I doing well? What am I not doing well? How do I improve on my life? As you do that, you'll be a better person.